Okay. I'm an only child, which is pretty sad. I actually have a girlfriend, and my mum isn't supportive of the LGBTQ, so I have to keep that secret till probably till I move out. I'm not very good at school at all, actually. I'm pretty sad in the general education stuff. I'm generally really happy. I mean, there's nothing really wrong with my life, except sometimes mum can get a bit angry, and obviously that can lead to violence. That's it. That's what I gotta say. Okay, the hardest thing I've been through is probably the death of my grandpa. I mean, like, I didn't know him for long, but like, he was like my best friend, and he was the only person in my family that actually understood what I was going through and stuff, and like how like the LGBTQ, and he supported, and he died, and then I had no one to speak to. And he asked me how's school, and I was like, it's not that good. About troubles at home with my mum, and the violence and the arguments between my mum and dad, but that's generally it. It's just they're not divorced. It's just the general arguments sometimes and getting angry at each other. It kind of affected me quite a lot because I was actually like going into secondary school. I mean, I don't know where you live if you're in America, but around high school I was going I was going into, I think it's grade 8 for you. And obviously I didn't know anyone, so I was a bit scared, and I didn't have my grandpa to talk to, and then I made friends, which I eventually met my girlfriend, and I had like a bunch of friends to talk to, even if my grandpa wasn't there. All my friends were there for me. Well, my grandma actually passed away a few months ago. No, we weren't really that close. Well, my mum is a strong Roman Catholic, so she obviously has these, she's very strict, she has these rules. She's Italian, so she's very, very strict. She's very on the strict side. And my dad doesn't really, he's just a bit contemplating about like the new generation and stuff, so he's a bit old-fashioned. I'm thinking either maybe by that time they would have grown to understand the community now and the generation, or I would just completely cut ties with them at that point, because obviously if they're not going to support me, then I obviously don't want them in my life. Well, to be absolutely honest, if you can discover your sexuality at, I think, any age. I mean, it's not because, like, let's say you're 8 or 9 and you have a crush on the same gender, or like a non-binary or someone. Like, it doesn't mean that you can't define yourself as that sexuality till you're older. As soon as you know, you can be like, I'm certain, or I think I'm this, and then you can go by that. Well, no, her family's actually pretty supportive of her. She normally, as like before, she had a boyfriend, and she doesn't normally come out to her family about her relationships, so she doesn't really like to tell anyone, and especially with me being her first girlfriend and her being my first girlfriend, we're trying to just keep it like an enclosed thing until we move out, maybe. I mean, I feel like I have friends I can talk to, they always cheer me up. I don't really need to go. Unless something really bad happens, then I would maybe speak to my parents and see if they let me, but I don't think I really need to. Well, to be absolutely honest, I was in that situation as well. Like, I would stay up till like 3 AM looking at YouTube videos to help me, to have like go online on websites to see what would happen. And for me, I chose the option to tell them obviously when I'm moving out, so it won't be too dramatic. But if you really want to tell your parents now, give them like a big, like a conversation beforehand. Be like, you might not support me, but I'm this, and you can't really change that. And then try and explain to them about like how the world has changed after, like in this generation, because obviously they might be a bit old-fashioned, to try and like win them over on the new generation. Don't let anyone, like your parents, stop you from like being in love with someone that you're not supposed to. A pose or something. Okay, I'm doing my normal pose.